Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. I'm Natalie. If this is your first time, hello, welcome, and thank you so much for coming by. If this isn't your first time, thank you so much for coming back again. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys my most useful Chinese apps that have made my life and stay here in China much easier, much simpler, and much more worthwhile. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first app I want to talk about is 12306, and this is an app that I use to buy my train tickets. And so on this app I basically put in where I want to go and where I'm coming from. So let's say I'm going to Nanjing from Shanghai, and then you just choose the dates, and then if I'm a student I'll put in student ticket, and I can choose to only put the fast trains, or if I'm not really fussy about which trains. It shows you all the times from 3 in the morning till 10:40 in the evening. And the thing I like about this app is that you don't pay an extra service fee for the app, you just pay the amount of the ticket and that's it. The next app I want to talk about is my BOC app, which is my Bank of China mobile banking app. And basically, if you have a bank in China, you should probably download their mobile banking app so that it makes your life easier. You can do your transactions online. You don't have to actually go to the bank to check your transactions and stuff like that. The next app I want to talk about is Doong. Doong is an app that I use to buy books. It has other stuff like Taobao, but I only use my Doong for books, and that's also what the Chinese people use for cheaper books. The next app I want to talk about is piao, which is basically an app you can use to book movie tickets and check which cinemas are showing which movies, and book your tickets in advance and get them cheaper than actually buying them at the cinema. So if you're a person who likes to watch movies, make sure you get yourself this app. The next app I want to talk about is Pleco. Pleco, I would say, is the most useful translator and Chinese English dictionary, because you can input English, you can put in Chinese, and the other way around, and it shows you the translations of each word by word, and how that word is used. And actually, if you're learning Chinese at the moment, I'd suggest you get Pleco and use it together with whatever other translator you have, like Google Translator or Bing Translator or whatever. The next app I want to talk about is dian. Dian is an app that you can use to search for whatever attractions and things you want to do in that city. So let's say you were in Shanghai, for example, and you don't know what to do there, or you're looking for a cafe or a bar or a club or a spa or a place to study. It shows you every single thing you want to do, everything you can think of, like a theme park, a water park, a shopping mall. It's basically like a big map that shows you things to do rather than how to get to a place. So it's very useful, and a lot of people are always bored and don't know what to do, but with dian you can literally search everything. And the next app I want to talk about, you probably already know, it's Taobao. You can buy anything from a car to a pen to a book to food. Every single thing you're looking for, you can find it on Taobao. And yeah, with Taobao though, I'd advise you to be careful not to just buy anything you see. With online shopping, basically, you're always exposed to threat of buying fake things, or they send you the wrong thing and stuff like that. So you should be careful when you use Taobao, but generally you can find anything you're looking for. So if maybe you want to buy something and you can't find it in the mall, check Taobao. You'll probably find it there. The next app I want to talk about is called Seatrip. I think it's got a new name now, trip.com, because when I updated the app, it changed from Seatrip to trip.com. But yeah, trip.com or Seatrip is basically an app you can use to book flight tickets, book hotels, book train tickets. The thing I like about Seatrip is that it shows you all the hotels in that city. You can arrange them from cheapest to most expensive, or from most expensive to cheapest. It can arrange them by where they're located in the city. Maybe you're looking for a hotel that's close to the airport, or close to a certain metro station, or close to a certain scenic spot you want to travel to, and stuff like that. It's got a Chinese version and an English version as well. So if you don't really speak Chinese, you can use it in the English version, and it's got reviews in both English and Chinese, so you can always get an honest review of the place before you actually book it, and it's instant confirmation. And yeah, although I wouldn't advise you to buy train tickets on Seatrip because they do charge an additional 20 yuan for booking your tickets on Seatrip. Your train tickets, that is. That's why I have the other app called 12306, which is where I buy my train tickets when I need to, because there's no additional charge on it. The only downside to it is that it's in Chinese, but generally speaking, you should know the name of the place you're going to in Chinese. So yeah, if you're a person who buys a lot of train tickets, I'd advise you to use 12306 over trip.com. The next app I want to talk about is Uber, and the Chinese name for it is Youbu. And a lot of people don't know about this, but Uber is actually there in China. It's just that you need to have the Chinese version of the app, not the English version of it, because the English version of it doesn't work in China. And so yeah, a lot of people do use Didi. I don't like using Didi. I don't have a particular reason why I don't like using Didi. I just prefer to use Uber. Cars are nicer and it's cheaper, and yeah, it's cheaper than a metered cab. For example, to go to my school from my apartment, I need to pay about 9 yuan. But on Uber, I usually pay between 5 and 6 yuan, depending on how far on campus I'm going. And yeah, so if you didn't know about Uber, now you do. Look for it. It's called Youbu, or you can just type in Uber in the Chinese app store. The next app I want to talk about is called TripAdvisor, and this is basically for those of you that like planning trips. Maybe you want to go to Shanghai and you're looking for what to do there. It shows you every single thing you can possibly do in Shanghai, from mountain climbing to the beaches to like shopping, and basically like all the scenic tourist things you can do in the place. TripAdvisor shows you all that. I don't really use TripAdvisor as much because I don't travel that much in China, but I've actually used it for places outside China, and that's the thing I like about TripAdvisor, is that it's not only limited to China, it's got locations and stuff of every place in the world. So maybe you want to go to Thailand or Indonesia, wherever you're going, you can always put it in on TripAdvisor and it can show you what to do there. The next app I want to talk about is Microsoft Translator, and I like this one over Google Translator because Microsoft Translator doesn't need a VPN, and you can also put in a picture, you can voice in the translation, and it can also give you voice back.
喂，你好吗?
So I like that about it, and I don't need to use a VPN for it. The next app I want to talk about is called My58, or in Chinese 58 Tongcheng. And so this app, you can basically find apartments, and if you're looking to buy a house or whatever. But I used it to find both the apartments that I've lived in here in China, and I like that it eliminates the process of having to find an agent. So you can put in the location you want the apartment to be in, what you want the apartment to be like. Maybe you want a double-story apartment, maybe you want it to have a balcony, or you want it to be equipped with all the gadgets like washing machine, TV, fridge, and all that. Maybe you want an empty apartment and you want to buy your own furniture and stuff. The one downside to My58 is that there's no English version for it, and for you to communicate with the people renting out the apartments, you need to speak Chinese. If you don't speak Chinese well, then maybe My58 will be a bit hard for you to use. But again, you can always find the place, put in the things you're looking for, take the number down, and then contact them on WeChat. That brings me to the next app which I want to talk about, and that's WeChat. If you're in China and you don't have WeChat, what are you doing? WeChat is basically WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all in one. And it's what all the Chinese people use for instant messaging and to post updates of their lives. And you can post pictures, you can send pictures, voice notes, you can have groups, like everything you can do on WhatsApp, you can do on WeChat. Basically, it's an online chatting platform, but it also has other things, like you can order food, you can order drinks, you can order taxis, you can pay your bills, you can pay for things in shops with WeChat. So WeChat is really the greatest app to ever be made because you can do everything on WeChat. I paid my school fees on WeChat. And yeah, so the next app I want to talk about is AnyPay. AnyPay is just basically an online payment platform. You link your bank account to AnyPay, and so the money comes from your bank account, or you can put money from your AnyPay into your bank account. It works both ways, and basically you can use it to pay for things online like Taobao, or you can use it to pay things in shops, and you can also receive and send money in and out of China, like other countries that use AnyPay. And the next app I want to talk about is QQ. QQ is like Facebook. I don't use QQ, but I use QQ Mail and QQ Music. QQ Music is great because you can find all the music. You don't need to put music on your phone. If you have QQ, you don't have to download music. You can just search whatever music you want there. And you can save the songs like in a playlist, and you can always have them there. So you download them, but they don't go to your phone, they go save themselves on QQ, and that's really cool. Sometimes if the song you're looking for isn't in Apple Music, you might find it in QQ, and if it's not in QQ, then it's probably just like a really random song. But anyway, QQ Mail is just like another like Yahoo, Gmail type of situation, but it's linked to your QQ account. And so if you have a QQ account, you can use QQ Mail and QQ Music. So those are all the apps I kind of wanted to talk about. I didn't want to talk about the basic things you guys already know, like VPNs. I just wanted to share it with you guys, apps that you might not know that are actually very useful, like the Chinese apps, not other apps from outside China that you can use in China. I wanted to share with you guys the Chinese apps that can make your life in China much simpler, much easier, and much more interesting than it might already be. Like, I'm sure a lot of you didn't know about 12306. I'm sure some of you didn't know about my 58. I'm sure some of you didn't know about things like Taopr. I hope that some of these apps will be useful to you and that you'll use them to make your stay in China much more memorable and much more exciting. Let me know in the comment section below what apps you have that I might not have mentioned that might help someone else. Also, let me know if you have any questions, or you just want to say something. Leave it all in the comment section below. I will leave all these apps again, the names of them, in the description box so you can check that out. And yeah, if you've made it to the end of this video, please do consider subscribing to my channel and joining the family so we can grow. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.